Anachronic.
So we're here for another espresso mail call, but it's iced espresso tonight. Iced espresso in my big Dunkin' Donuts cup. So hopefully you guys have some iced espresso or warm espresso or some coffee or some bourbon or some whiskey. I don't care with you tonight because we're going to be rocking here. So we got some great people here tonight for our espresso mail call. And so let's just go from my left on over. Steve, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Joe, thanks for having me out.
Anytime, Steve. From the we have two. Canada is really well represented tonight. But let's go over to Rochester, New York, and Gary B. Hey, Gary.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, good. Now we'll go down to the Pittsburgh area. You can tell by the cap on his head. And we have Milt. Milt, how you doing? Flowers Comics.
I'm doing well, Joe. Pleasure to be here.
Good to have you. And I have to introduce him because he's here, but you know, we have down in the corner. We have Mark Andrews. Mark, it's great to have you here, Mark.
I feel the love, Joe. I feel the love. Like,
I know you do.
Woodsy's already talking about throwing tomatoes at the computer screen, but it's his own computer. So.
I know. But you know what? If he does that, it's only going to hurt his own computer.
Exactly.
So we have a lot of books, a lot of things to talk about. So I want to get started. And I'm going to get started because I am just so anxious. Matt Woods and Gary B finally got me after years and years of telling me about Conan the Barbarian and the fact that I should be buying Conan. Now that we have the Titan comics, I've gone out and I've bought Conan. And I've read the first issue. And I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did.
It is a fantastic issue.
It was great. It was great. The artwork fits it too very well.
Yep.
You know, but now I'm anxious to see what Conan does. You know, this is going to work out. You know, so I bought this. The first one I got is Cover B by Roberto De La Torre. I really like this cover. Let me make myself big. How's that? So people can see me here. All right. Let's see. They got so many of these things here now. Here we go. I think I got the right one. Okay. So we got Conan the Barbarian, Robert De La Torre. Look at that fight. Look at that fight scene there. Look at that.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah. Then one of my
Don't show the back page though, because Gary's insufferable already.
I was going to say something about that, but I was going to wait.
I'm sorry.
And I was going to be the nice one to Mark Andrews tonight. That's out the window now.
That's out the window now because he's dissed you. You know, I'm not going to show the back, but Gary was quoted in the back of the book, but he's shown it about 250 times, so I'm not going to show it now. Right. But I do like Stanley Artgerm is one of my favorite artists, and this just is a beautiful cover that he put.
Isn't that beautiful?
Marissa.
She's one of the protagonists that makes her appearance in the book.
A fantastic new addition to the character list.
Yeah. And finally, I went for the throwback because, you know, the name of this channel is Anachronic Comics, so it means I'm out of my appropriate space and time, and so I always go for the older stuff here. You know, because it looks more like Silver or Bronze Age type of stuff. So I picked up those three. I have to tell you, the story was really great. So Gary and Matt, thanks a lot. You know,
you're official influencers now.
You're official influencers now. The other thing that I'm going to show in my first time around is Isolation, even though the brand is not here. So yeah, the new one. I haven't read it yet because I want to get the first three and read them over again. So I've got I think what I got is a package which was A and B, with B being signed and all that, and F, which I'll show you up in a second. So this is the unsigned copy with the trade dress on it.
Nice.
Then I got the signed copy.
Ooh.
Bratton and this thing that passes for Reggie Collects. But
yeah, I mean, what is that?
It's an asterisk.
I just don't think he wants people to practice his signature. Maybe I don't know. Then I got this beautiful, beautiful, Virgin cover.
Nice. Oh, is that the foil one, the shiny one?
Yeah,
Shiny.
yeah. They signed
Tina
it.
get all excited about that.
They signed it and go, yeah, Tina.
Tina
Here it
loves
is.
the shiny. Yes.
Tina
Yep.
says she's going to read it tonight.
The precious.
All right.
There you go.
All right, but Tina, don't read the shiny one. Save the
No,
shiny
because you leave a fingerprint on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Wear gloves.
Yep.
Right. And let's see who we got. Oh, Digger's here. And Trev. I think we said hello to Trev already. Digger's here. Matt Woods. I didn't say hello to people because we have so much to do. Spine Ticks is here. Wellbore is here.
Brad.
As you go up in the stuff, like, you can see who else. The Hulk Collector was one of the first ones in here. All right. So I think we got everybody now. Okay. And the last one is, and I got 2 copies of this, even though it costs a lot of money. And I'm looking at them saying, so why did I get 2 copies of this? And it must have been because Dave Bratton twisted my arm in some way. But I got 2 copies of the double homage of Isolation there.
Nice.
Okay. It's a beautiful cover.
Mm-hmm.
And I did have a show with the Bratton brothers on, and we talked a little bit about how this cover came about and how he, what he did when he inked it and the rest of that type of stuff. So it's pretty cool. So if you want to take a look at that, search for Isolation and Anachronic Comics, you'll see this. So those were comics that just came in over the last few days, and I think that's the end. That's it for me. That's it for me. So Trev says nice, fancy, and Tina loves Dave's cover. I guess I love it too, So Tina says that it's Reggie's signature.
Yeah.
I would tell you from a legal standpoint,
No.
if I get a document with that and it's supposed to be Reggie's, I'd want to have affidavits galore telling me that that's how he signs his documents.
Yep. That wouldn't fly in court.
So Trev says Reggie is like Prince, just a symbol. No, I guess so.
Yeah. Just one name.
Okay. Hey, Steve, since you're at the top over here, do you want to go next?
Sure. Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Okay.
Hang on.
There you go. You're up.
All right. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
So my wife likes to drag me around to these thrift stores up here in Ontario. We got this one called Value Village, and I always just beeline it right for the book section. And she actually caught an eye on this book before I saw it, and it's the weirdest freaking thing.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I have
That's interesting.
never seen these before. There's 8 issues of this. It's volume 1, done by this gentleman named Mike Flesher. So he worked for the Encyclopedia Britannia as an editor. And for shits and giggles at that place, somebody decided to do an encyclopedia entry on Clark Kent. And he thought it was hilarious. And he says, you know what? We could do one on comic book characters. So when I saw this thing, it's beat the crap, but it's a really cool book. It's from 1976. The guy spent like 7 years with an assistant. He got special permission to go into the DC archives and go through all of their books and basically create an encyclopedia of Batman, which
That's
is really
insane.
cool
That's
for the first one. I mean, it's really cool inside here. I was checking out, like, there's images of the Batmobile. He got exclusive shots of all of the different comic books, so he could write all these entries in here, including like the Batcave and everything. That's really cool. There's one with the Batcave, the original Batcave, and then there's this one 1968 Batcave. That
is cool.
I mean, that is awesome.
That is neat. Very cool.
Like $6.
When was it published? When was it published, Steve?
1976.
Okay.
Man, that's worth $6 all day long.
Absolutely. There's like, what did he say in here? There's accounts more than 1,000 separate adventures, 1,100 entries, 220 rare illustrations, 408 pages, 380,000 words, 7 years of research.
Wow.
Insane. I've never seen this before.
No. And there's how many issues? How many?
There's volumes. Yeah, there's 8 volumes. So this one is the Batman, and then inside here it talks about. It said volume 2 is Wonder Woman, number 3 is Captain Marvel, Plastic Man, and
there's a volume on Plastic Man.
Yeah, so I'm reading it right here, and then there's Green Lantern is the next one, then Flash, Superman, Captain America, and Doctor Fate, Hawkman. So yeah,
So maybe
now I
pick
got to
some-
find the other volumes of this thing.
Maybe he picked some people
Wow.
that he liked, you know, and did that because there's so many different characters you can pick
Oh,
from
wow.
this.
Just
And who's
imagine-
the publisher? Is there a publisher?
Yeah, it's somebody in New York.
Of course. Where else? Come on.
Yeah, of course, you know, Collier Books,
Oh, Collier.
division
Okay.
of Macmillan Publishing Company, Incorporated, New York.
What was its original price? Is it say on the back or on the front?
Actually, no, it doesn't. There's no original price on this thing.
Hmm.
I don't know what they would have priced it at.
Is it on the spine?
Oh, it's on the front. Here it is. It's $8.95. So $8.95. It's up at
Not bad. You got it for less than original price.
There you go.
Wow,
And
that is
it's a
that
little
is awesome.
battered, but I just thought
That's
it was really
pretty
cool.
cool.
I was reading through it, like there's so many friggin'
FOMO.
yeah, and it's set up like an encyclopedia.
Cool.
Nice.
I've got to get one.
You would turn that into like
Price is going up.
Yeah.
Listen, you know, Milt, I'm sure that Steve would sell that to you for $250.
Talk to Joe. He's my lawyer. He'll probably take all the proceeds.
Oh,
I'm going to take a third.
what the hell?
I was like,
Only a third.
Joe wants 225 of that in fees.
Yeah.
Did you say that there was a Superman, Steve, or no?
Yeah, there's a Superman issue
Okay.
as well. That's let's see, which one is that? Number 6.
Yeah, I agree with you, Trev. I'll be looking for that Superman one.
Volume 6 is Superman. Volume 5 is The Flash. Volume 4 is Green Lantern. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hull Collector is right. If you find it on eBay, it'll definitely be more than $6.
Oh yeah. And to ship that would be a lot more than $6.
And it looked like somebody thumbed through it pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
they were just like researching and going through all the different entries in here.
And
Anything
that
you can think of.
Was before Google.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Encyclopedia Britannia. That's where you
Yeah.
found your information and plagiarized on your
and Steve,
exam.
you're right. You know, we go out. My wife likes to go to these places too, and to estate sales and things like that. And I always go with her because now and then I find something.
Yep.
You know,
I almost put it back.
occasionally they're overpriced. You know.
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
in the
That's
antique
what I was
store.
looking at the price on it because you know it's
Yeah.
all beat up, and I thought, you know what? What the hell? Let's grab it.
It's
I'm
great.
glad I
You did-
did.
Good grab.
They're not bad on eBay. They have a Batman and Wonder Woman you can get for $26.45.
There you go. See,
There you go.
It's not bad.
Wonder Woman's 15. Yeah, nice.
The Encyclopedia of Comic Book Heroes.
Yeah, even that's not such a bad price. I mean, but $6.95 is fantastic, or whatever you got, whatever it was, $6, $7.
yeah, $5.99. I think it was $6.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
What a
Very
great
nice.
line.
Very cool. Nice
What a start.
Nice lead off.
What a start, Steve. You can only go downhill from here.
Yeah. I pity who goes next.
Pity the fool.
Pity fool.
Is that it
Mark
for your
Andrews'
first
turn.
round?
That's
'Cause it
my
was-
first round.
It was gigantic. So.
It was huge.
Yes.
All right, Gary, you're next.
Oh, here we go. All right. So I got a couple variants in this week for some books I love, which is this is the Frank Thorne homage to the new Red Sonja for Red
Nice.
Sonja #1. So I had to get the homage.
That's a nice. That's a nice cover.
Then we got the Jay Lee Virgin variant of Coney and the
Look at
FOC
that.
variant.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah, pretty clean.
You know, it's a clean cover and it would be good, but I don't like the way he made Conan look. I don't know.
I'm not
Jay Lee's got
cold on his eyes.
now. Yeah, the face is off.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the rest of this is horror sci-fi based. So we got Terminator Endgame,
Woo.
which was a 3-issue
that's
series.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. There's Sarah Connor. Uh-oh, what did I miss?
You missed that the earth is going to tilt.
Oh. All right, then we have Aliens Hive.
Nice.
So a lot of Dark Horse this week.
Yeah, a lot of sci-fi stuff you got going on there.
Some
You know,
great covers. These are all Kelly Jones covers on this.
The covers are fantastic, but you know, it was
great. I
something
love
I
those
never
covers.
really got into the alien
I
predator
know.
stuff.
Then we got Newt's Tale. This is issue 1.
Just 2 on that one.
Yeah, and issue 2.
Nice clean copy.
Really nice covers.
Right, and then we have Alien 3, 3-issue mini.
Yep.
What if I just? Oh, like, wow, that's only like the third time today,
That's a new thing.
right?
Oh, there's one missing from mine right there.
Oh, this one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have
Look
that.
at that.
One.
That's a
I
nice
only
cover.
have the first cover of that one.
And then we're gonna end it with some DC on the first round. The Demon Etrigan, the 4-issue mini.
Nice.
Oh, see, that's nice.
Entrigan is nice.
Yep.
He should
He's
make
one
it
of my
into.
favorite.
He's
Is
got to
that
be
how
in
you
the
say his
too.
name? How do you say his name?
Entrigan.
Entrigan? Okay.
Etrigan. Etrigan.
Yep, there you go, perfect.
That's a beautiful cover. That one.
Right, so that's
Very
my
nice.
that's my first round, just mostly horror based.
So Steve, with that one book, is still like knocking it out of the park. But Gary, those were good books. There was at least 2 of them I would have bought myself. No, I'm just
Wow, this is a tough crowd.
kidding. I'm sorry, Gary. Gary's such a nice guy.
You're
shouldn't he?
fine.
Mark, you got to bring the thunder now, brother.
Ooh,
All right, Mark, we're ready. You're now going to be on the bullseye.
okay,
Let's try. Oh, I can't move you over. There you go.
there I am. Oh, hi.
There you
Hey.
go.
So it was kind of interesting that we had a mention of in another show about records and stuff, and I kind of got on a bit of a hook looking for these, and 3 just came in, and records, I say, and you're thinking this is about a comic book show, but I just think these are the coolest things. So
Oh, they are
yeah.
Power Records.
Those are
so
wicked.
these just rock.
Yeah.
So when these came out, these are from 1974. So there was about a dozen. There was your typical, like your regular Spider-Man, the Hulk, Captain America, Fantastic Four, and then we got into the ones that I really kind of lean toward, and that's the horror stuff. So sorry about that. There's the Man-Thing that I got. I got Frankenstein's monster.
Nice.
And again, they're the nicer finished one inside. Some of these end pages are blank, but the early ones, they had all the characters in there, and the records are all the right records with the characters on the record.
Are these read-alongs, Mark? Like your read-along?
These are read-alongs. So you would stick them on your record player with a frog, which I'm going to see how many people in the chat know what a frog is. On your record player, and you would read along. You put the record on and you read the story.
Yeah.
And sometimes they have, like on the Conan one, they have actors acting it out, the dialogue.
Yeah, and that's they have the actors doing the thing. And the other one that I picked up is there was 4.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, 4
Nice.
Planet of the Apes ones as well. So there's Beneath the Planet of the Apes. And the usual stuff. And again, this is the one that ends really in a happy place with the earth blown up. Anyway, they're just really cool. They're not hard to find. They're unique. They got the comic, they got the record. They're kind of a bit of both worlds, which I thought was pretty cool. The backs are just like how can you knock that, right?
That's beautiful.
They're so much fun.
Yeah, they're just really cool. And like they're monsters and stuff. I just really, really like them. So my next thing, Steve was mentioning going to Value Village, like a secondhand store. So I was cruising through a antique market about a month ago, and a booth was going out of business, and he was selling everything.
Nice.
I know.
I like those.
Yeah. So I found these. Now, I also want, just so that people, because they always think I'm hating on DC, which is not. I like some DC.
Dave is not here, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, these are DC.
Are they?
Oh,
Are they?
Those
Dogs.
are metal
right.
coins.
Oh.
So these came out in 1966. They were produced by National Periodical Publications, and on the back you can kind of see the bat symbol and stuff. And there's writing about the thing. So There's 20 in this set. These are really, really expensive on eBay. So there's the penguin.
Digger Jim has claimed them, so too bad. You just lost it.
But the art on those is fantastic, Mark.
Oh, the artwork on these is amazing. Like, I mean, how can you like? And I just got lucky because the booth only had 6, and he was selling these for $5 a piece.
Wow.
That's what I said. Like I felt like, okay, I got to get these, pay for them, and get to the car because
Right.
I mean, it's got like, how can you knock? I mean, you can hardly see that. Like, it's got Batman biffing somebody.
That is just neat.
Yeah, they're just so cool. So the other good thing is I finally found a use for this Pog sheet that I don't know.
Yeah, Digger, too bad you can't find those. That would be great.
They're out there, but they are expensive, and they're just really cool. They're fun. They are metal, so like we wouldn't be able to sell them today because a kid would probably cut his head off or something. But I just got lucky. I've got the Penguin, I got the Riddler, I've got the Joker fighting with Batman on one, and Batman fighting Catwoman's cats. So I almost have all the villains, but now I have the hunt is on, right? To finish the 20 if I can. But I just thought they were really cool. Classic. And the fact that they're by the National Periodical Company. So the grandfather of DC Comics put them out. So,
yeah. So
my last item for this round again is comic related, and very, very cool. Again, I got really, really lucky. This item was put out again in '66, good year, '66, by Don Russ.
Yeah, the cards company.
Yeah, wax packs. They were 5 cents a piece.
Right.
There were 5 cards per pack, and they had a piece of gum. And I'm missing a few.
Nice.
Holy cow!
But
Nice.
these are considered the rookie cards of the Marvel Comics. This is the first time Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, Daredevil, Captain America all appeared on a card. And what's really cool about this set, when you got them, there was little captions and they went with goofy stuff. But if you see this one, for example, it's fill in your own caption.
Oh, neat.
So there's 66 cards in the set. And yeah, order 66. And what's really cool about this, and this is why I have it, I built this with my son, built this with me to this
puzzle.
Wow.
Very nice. I was just going to ask you where you got that card holder. You know,
I asked my son, I said, this is what I want. And he is really good at this stuff, Joe. And he built this for me yesterday and today.
Wow.
I have a ton of Batman cards from that time too. It'd be great to have something like that.
Well,
I might have 1 or 2 of the Marvel cards. I'll take a look and see.
Cool.
I might have
fill in the blanks.
So
you could almost trade that for an Anachronic Comics mug. Comic book card mug.
Thanks. That's a great idea, Gary. Yeah,
One of these.
One of these. Yes.
These are great.
Yeah, I'm told they're working good, but like I just have the cardboard. Anyway, that's my round, Joe, for the first go around.
Those are really
you
cool,
guys are really great. I'm telling you. My God.
Wow,
these Canadians, they just shame all of us. It's just crazy. I mean,
I
Milt,
know.
you need to come back. You
They
have
got
to come
better
back.
card holders than us. They build better
USA.
wildfires than us.
You gotta save us, Milt. So
I'm not going to be able to save you.
oh God.
I'm sorry. I went to the Steel City Con this past weekend, and I got some books, and this is just a couple. I was really busy today, so
It's okay.
I picked up
Ooh,
Nice.
Nice.
the A-Team, the first issue. I thought it was kind of cool.
It is.
Yep.
It's very cool.
I like that. I like that pose by
B.A. Baracus.
B.A. Baracus. Mr. T.
And then
Great book. I love those.
Mr. T.
I picked up the
Oh, nice.
Marvel Comics issue 1001.
Oh,
I didn't have this for some reason, but it was kind of neat.
Big wraparound cover.
It's
Very nice.
something I didn't have. I thought I'd get.
Right. Cool cover too.
Yeah, and then there was a Superman homage I wanted to get, which I thought was kind of neat.
Oh, nice.
so which one is that now?
That's from
Mr. Majestic.
Yes, from 2004.
Mhm.
I haven't seen that one before, Milt.
No,
That's
me neither.
cool.
No.
That
That's
makes
cool.
that makes two of us,
Mm.
3 of us, 4 of us, and then I figured I better pick up another copy of this to go with it,
Cool.
Yep.
Nice.
and that's all I got for my first round.
Well, they're good. Some good. I like
Yeah,
the
some
cover,
good
especially the
homages.
Superman homage covers.
They're not great, but I
They are
can't
great.
compete with Mark. I mean, that's wow.
Steve and Mark, it's because everything is cheaper up there in Canada. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what.
right.
Who
That's
said
gotta
that?
be.
I think I forget. Somebody said that here. I missed it. I was going to post it. Yeah, here it is. Richard said it. Here.
Only
Stuff
for
is
you
cheap
guys.
in Canada.
Only
Yeah.
for you guys.
Only for you guys.
I also picked up this copy of Win #1.
Oh, nice.
Wow,
Well, that's
beautiful
lovely.
Momoko.
It was just one of the better Peach Momoko
right.
covers.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of her stuff is crap.
Yeah, I know. It's either you
Is
love it
that
or you
funny?
hate it.
I mean, I have some of hers that I really like, but others I would just stay away from. I don't think it's
Yeah.
any good at all.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
I
like this one, so I figured I might as well get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Her horror stuff is best.
Is it?
some of it again. And one other book I should show. I got. I think Gary, you'll appreciate this. This is the cover to Marvel 2-in-1 number 94.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I just think it's cool how they have a video game going. And it's about, 1984, maybe
Right.
86,
Yep.
something like that. And it's just, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, with awesome characters.
Yeah.
You always loved the Thing, and back then, Power Man and Iron Fist was such a great book.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go back to Joe.
Thank you, sir. And I'm going to sing a song because I have no more coming up. I do have. I have another modern one. Now, you guys know that I'm a big Roy Thomas fan. Some
that?
for what he's done, like we did at Marvel and DC, whatever later on, but more so because I have, I feel like I have a connection with him from when I was a kid and wrote to him, and his mother answered, and the rest of that type of stuff. So when he came out with Volume 2 of X-Men Legends, I thought I would start picking up the copies, but I don't have any LCS more than like 45 miles away from here. So I missed a couple and all of that. So I just went out and I got the trade for it, which are 6 issues right here.
Yep.
And I read the first one, and I felt, if you remember, I've said in the past that when I came back to collecting X-Men, when I was a kid, X-Men was one of the ones I was collecting, and I really loved the X-Men. I loved the Avengers, the Fantastic Four. And when I picked all these comic books up, other than Spider-Man, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't like the storylines, whatever else. So I just stopped buying Marvel at that point in time. Well, when I read the first volume of this 6-volume set, it was like being transported back. And basically what he did here is he's telling the story. He's filling in blanks of things. So he's filling the story from when he stopped writing X-Men to Giant Science X-Men #1, So he's filling in some blanks on that. You're learning a couple of things. Like, for example, why in Hulk 180 and 181, Wolverine's headgear looks different than it does on the cover of GSX1. So he answers that question. And so he goes through all this type of stuff for 6 issues and kind of blends the stuff together and does kind of this time leap. So you know what happened during all this time. So I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of them now that I read number 1. So if you like the X-Men and you're interested in that leap and seeing what's happening, I think this will be pretty good to see.
That is very cool.
Yeah, it is cool. The other thing is I recently did a I forgot with isolation. I also got kind of a cool sticker.
Nice.
Forgot about that. It was right here.
I wonder how sticky that is.
Card, huh?
What's
I
that?
wonder how sticky that is, Gary.
Right? Holofoil.
All right. The other thing is I recently did a video when James Gunn announced that the Metamorpho would be part of his Superman Legacy show. I was ready to do a show on Fantastic Four, which I have done finally, but I was ready to do a comics my mom let me keep, a Fantastic Four, and ended up pulling out my Metamorpho comics and doing that show with the Metamorpho comics that my mom let me keep from back in 1969. And so I had that first volume of Metamorpho was 17 issues, and I had 12. I think it was 12, 11 or 12, right? So, of course, that meant I have to now start looking for the other ones, right? So I did manage to find a few online. So I have like number 14 right here. So I'm looking forward to reading them all the way through, all right? This is about a grade, it's about a 4.0, something like that. They're not really good shape, but then I didn't want to spend more than $9 or $10 for each one. I think I spent $9 for each one of these. Let's see, here is Metamorpho number 15. Okay, right there. This is a little bit better shape. Maybe it's just a little dirtier. Okay. And I picked up Metamorpho number 17. Nice. So slowly but surely, I'll fill them in. And I'll sit down and I'll do myself a really good read. And the thing about Metamorpho is he's a fun character. He could be fun. Because just think about it. He's made up of chemicals, and basically he could do the same thing that a Green Lantern ring could do pretty much, but he does it with his body. He changes into things and so forth. And so it's kind of a fun character. The artwork in this first volume was, I would say, a little bit more kind of cartoonish, but not really. It wasn't like a Kurt Swan type of thing or something like that. It was a lot more like funny paper type of stuff. So it kind of fit the whole ambiance of Metamorpho in the first volume. So I got that, and I think I also wanted to say I got this a while back, but I don't know if I ever showed it with Isolation. I did get one of the Isolation manuscripts. Ooh. And sometime in September, I forget the date now, the 20 of us, because there's only 20 of them here. Where is it? Yeah, only 20 of them here, right there, are going to get online with Doug Bratton, the author, and we're going to be able to have a little conclave and discuss the script. Now, that's the script of the novel that he wrote. Part of the novel that he wrote that is adapted to it. So it's not the script for the comic book. Okay. Yeah. So I think Trev may have gotten one of those too, right? Let's see. Trev, are you there? Yeah. I'm having a little bit of trouble with this, guys, with the chat. Yeah. There's going to be a live one, so it's going to be good. I think with respect to that. So I see Canadian Survivalists made it here, so good to see you. And I think I saw Nam on here. Yeah, I think you're here, but I don't know where you are.
He's right at the bottom.
Yep.
At the bottom?
Yep.
A comic bookworm.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Nam, good to see you. Good to see you too. Yeah. For some reason, it's like it's got a delay for posting these things. So a lot of times I want to post it, but there's some sort of delay for it. I'm not sure why that is. Anyway, so sorry guys, when I'm showing you covers and stuff like that, I'm looking at the camera and showing the stuff, so you can't be clicking on things. So I know some people commented on some of these things, but hopefully that's okay with you that I don't get to mention that. So that's it for my round 2, guys. So Steve, I think you're up again. Now so Steve in round 1 had one tremendous book, and blew us out.
He's going to pull out another encyclopedia.
I was going to say it's going to be another one book round.
No.
You can't use it twice. You can't use it twice.
So I was on this cool show. This guy had his birthday bash thing, and he was showing off all these cool books, and he was giving away a whole bunch of cool stuff. And I'm a big Wonder Woman fan. I got the volume 2 that I've been collecting since the 80s. And I stopped collecting somewhere in around the 90s there when my daughter was born. And all the money had to go to her. So it was kind of cool to kind of pick it up and start collecting again. And I happened to be on that show, and I ended up, this guy wanted to show his package to everybody. And there was these cool covers. And there was this Filipino guy that was laughing his ass off all the time through it.
I love that book. It was hard for me to give that book up, It really was.
I bet. The Adam Hughes covers, man.
I love those.
Are absolutely phenomenal. And I didn't have them in the collection, too. So it was beautiful, the fact that I actually managed to win them. And it's the books that I needed.
I'm glad they went to a good home, Steve.
Yeah, those are gorgeous.
Because I was looking at stuff to give away during that birthday show. I was saying, these are really nice. I should put something nice in there. And I was okay. And I put them in there, I said, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, I love
They went to a good home.
I know. I'm glad.
They did.
I'm
glad. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe that I won. I went, oh my God, that's the books that I wanted too. So, and then I was looking on my collection and I was like, I need those 2. I need those books. I got to win those. And then there's a guy that's online that's in Oshawa that I buy books off. And I picked up these for like $2 a piece. So I got this one and this one to fill in my collection. So this one I think this one's after the death of Maxwell Lord. So Wonder Woman had killed him. Oops, spoiler alert.
Oh.
He snapped his neck, and then she's in big trouble now, and she's basically losing everybody in her little group there. Batman doesn't like her anymore. Superman doesn't like her anymore.
But
it was a good series.
What I don't understand, bring that book back up, Steve.
Okay. This one.
Now, I know it's not representative, but Wonder Woman has super strength, right? I mean, she's maybe not as strong as Superman, but she's a god, right? So why do you put handcuffs on her? I just want to know.
She allowed herself to be cuffed, I guess. I don't know.
Is Wonder Woman not the most tied up? Isn't Wonder Woman the most tied up superhero in comic history?
Yeah, but
there's tons of bondage covers. Yeah, there's a ton of bondage covers with her in it.
Like, holy moly.
Did you read the book? There's a book. I have it downstairs, or I'd show it to you. But there was a book, a biography of the guy and his family that made him up, made her up. And it's pretty interesting to see that entire background and his lifestyle and
him, his wife, and their partner.
And their partner. The kids are there for both of them. But he was a big believer that women needed to be given more like power in government and other things like that. And he was writing to DC and was saying that you have all these heroes. So they invited him to make up a superhero.
Yeah, and then she turns out to be the secretary of the Justice League.
But so they introduced her as a secretary of the Justice League, which was not very powerful type of thing.
No, it wasn't.
But he also but one of the reasons that Wonder Woman survived the downturn in the 1950s, where, other comic book characters did not, is because Molston, his name was Molston, the guy who made it. His contract with, because he wrote the first set of them, but his contract with DC indicated that they could maintain basically the ownership of the character so long as they continuously published Wonder Woman. And so whether or not Wonder Woman was selling one comic book or a million comic books in the 1950s, where everything else other than Superman and Batman pretty much were folding, they had to continue to publish her or they would have lost the rights to Wonder Woman.
Oh, so it would have went back to William Marston, huh?
Yeah, to his estate.
Interesting.
I think. So that was kind of interesting. But that book is interesting. Next time I'll bring it out so you can take a look at it. It's worth the read, I think, if you're, especially Steve, if you're into Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, I love the character, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Another neat little book too. This is a little digest. It's like a half a comic book. They're tiny.
Oh, yeah.
I love digest forms of comics. They're so cool.
Yep.
I thought of this one when Mark was showing those little coins there, and he had one of the penguin. So this book here is the origin of the penguin.
Cool.
Oh,
Ooh.
the Penguin's my favorite Batman villain. I love the Penguin.
Yeah, well, this is if you're into that particular villain, this is you have to get this book because this is one of the keys.
Secret
It's
origin.
just a little tiny digest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's surprising that it actually goes for a pretty good amount of money too.
What year is that from, Steve?
81, I think it was.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere in the 81, I believe. So I thought that was a cool little.
It is.
I like these little digests because when I was a kid, I used to collect the Archie ones, and then the GI Joe came out with theirs, and I had those, and then I found this one, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I remember all those Archie ones. There were a ton of those.
Yeah. So that's it for my round 2.
Nice. Good stuff.
So, Mark, you want to answer that?
I saw. And I always speak highly of Matt Woods.
Well, I guess someone has to.
Well, yeah, because
No more, Mark. But
he won't get any. He's not going to get any better if he keeps feeling bad about himself.
Are you done? You done, Steve, with round 2?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Let's bring Gary back up.
All right. All right. So round 2, magazines. Now this one this is a better copy. So my other one will be a reader copy. And all these I got for $5 a piece off of Whatnot. Somebody was selling them really cheap, and I was in for it.
Wow.
So this is Crow.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
Nice.
I love
Lovely.
this adaptation. But this is a nice minty copy. My other one is a very good copy, but not this minty.
Nice. I like that cover.
Oh, I love this movie. It's read the novelization, saw it twice in the theater as a kid. Twilight Zone magazine.
Nice.
That's neat.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like those.
And then I have a love for the old Marvel graphic novel format. Now I have all the Conan ones they did, but so we got these now. I got this, Kill Raven.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, so that one was new. The Futurians. This is a near mint one. My other one has a little problem at the bottom, so I got myself a nice cleaner copy.
Those are nice copies.
Very nice.
$5 a piece.
Yep.
Worth it.
Void Indigo. Nice, cool story.
Very cool story. Those graphic novels are really underrated. They're underappreciated books.
They are. That Futurians is a first appearance. The New Mutants one's a first appearance.
Yep.
And then last for this round, the sensational She-Hulk.
There it is.
Nice.
Great cover.
Yep.
So
John Byron.
yeah, when he had those going for $5 a piece, I'm like, yep, that's where I'm going. And nobody was bidding on them.
Really?
He had a room full of people. Not one person was bidding on the Marvel. I'm like, you guys have no idea. Like, you're paying $20-$30 a piece for these anywhere else.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
But
the
they're
price
only
is pretty
interested
up
in
on
like ASM 300 homages and stuff. So whatever.
But you know what? That's what makes some of us kind of, I don't know, for older people or whatever, but more experienced people looking at stuff and just seeing not just the value from dollars and cents, but the value from an historical perspective, value from a literary perspective, from an artistic perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't. They're looking for those keys.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Key Collector app. You know, I look at the stuff in there, but that was probably one of the worst things that ever happened to comic books.
Right,
Because that's where people, it's not a key. I don't care. You know?
And all fantastic creators on these.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. So anyway, so Tina thinks that you scored, Gary.
Yeah,
Thank
$5
you,
a pop. I mean, the
$5
price is
a pop,
creeping
it
up
was
on
good.
those things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Had such a delay on these things. I don't know why this is happening. All right. Mark Andrews is going to have his own comic book.
No.
Yeah,
No.
villain.
No.
You want me to do that, Mark? I'm a fair artist, not in the category of Madam Blaster, but
Okay.
I'm a fair
So,
artist.
but if
I
you
can do that for you if you want.
if you do that, Joe, you have to promise that you have no influence from Matt Woods at all. Okay, so because I just love this stuff, and I like Carlton books, and when I see them, I got to buy them if I don't have them, or I pick them up. And I happen to run into this one.
I got that one.
Isn't this a lovely book? So this is pretty cool.
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. This is #1 Peter Cannon's Thunderbolt. So it's from 1966. Now, what's interesting, they say there's one from 65, but the one in 65 was published in December of 65. This one is published in January of 66. So because Carlton did weird and wonderful things with their numbering and release dates and stuff, is there two or is there just one? Anyway.
I think I answered that question on my comics. My mom let me keep the Charlton Comics division because I went through all the numbering on this stuff.
Yeah, and
because I had to study all of that to say, okay, why is this number this and what was this beforehand? Yeah. And how did it work?
We should really review that again because, like, it's confusing as can be. What's kind of cool about this is Pat Muselli wrote this. And he was he was the executive editor for Carlton from 55 to 66. Mm-hmm. And he only kind of contributed to 2 other books. And it was The Summer of Love in 65. And it's where the subtitle was The Downfall of the Beatles. So those 2 Carlton books that have the Beatles in it.
Yeah,
he did. But then he kind of fell off the face of the map after 67. Pretty cool. It's not in great shape, but it's got a lot of cool history. It's
a cool cover.
But I have to ask you something. What the thing that turned me off, and I happen to have bought that when I was a kid, all right, off the rack, so I have it, right? But when I'm looking at it, the one thing that used to kind of annoy me was these superheroes that wore shorts.
Yeah,
I didn't understand that. I never got. It just looked,
and none of them had hairy legs, so we know they weren't true.
But as a kid, I don't know about you, but as a kid, I remember yelling and screaming when my mother wanted me to wear shorts. I did not want to wear shorts, and so I had this aversion to superheroes that wore shorts. Yes.
Well, if you look at this cover really closely, which I won't put on camera because this is a kid show, not like family friendly, like. It's an interestingly drawn cover. Anyway, moving right along. This next one is when you talk about the history of the comics and people not appreciating what things are. This one, I was so happy to find this one because of the history behind it. This is Midnight Tales, Charlton Comics #1.
Oh, cool.
Yep. This now why for this book for me, why this is such an iconic book.
That looks familiar.
It was written by Wayne Howard, and it was created by Wayne Howard. And this was the very first comic book that was ever attributed cover. It's right here to the creator. It's the first time they ever put the creator's name on the front cover of a book.
Wow.
So, and this is 1972. What also is pretty unique about this is Wayne Howard was an African American in a really tough industry, and it was unique to the industry in the 70s to have somebody on there. So where my finger is right there, that, and for those Midnight Tales that he was involved in, he had his name associated as a creator, and it's a cool story. He came up the hosts. This is them here, and it's a neat horror anthology. It's a neat horror book. I really like it.
It is very nice.
So the last
one, you made me write one down, Mark.
What's that?
I said you made me write one down.
There we go. So the last one I want to talk about is John Byrne, right? I like his work, like Alpha Flight and so many others, and like his Dark Horse series. Like he's just touched so many different books. He's touched Superman, he's touched Batman, he's touched all kinds. So when he started out, his very first book was with Charlton, and his very first solo enterprise. And I'm not going to show them all. This was his very first solo title.
Right.
Oh,
Doomsday Plus One.
Got that one too. Got that
Yeah.
one.
And it's a
Planet of the
great
Apes.
series. So that's like 1975.
what a great cover.
Yeah, and the covers are, Gary, the covers are awesome.
Yeah.
Like they're just
Wow.
out of the park.
Big
So
and bold and in your face and colorful.
yeah, colorful and bold and in your face. And it's kind of interesting. So he started out in his early works were like a horror book, and he did some colors and stuff, and he kind of messed around with Charlton really took him on and liked what he did. So his very first in the comics, and I found it in a good edition.
Ooh, E-Man.
Number 6 E-Man is John Byrne's very first published work in a regular comic, like he did one or two others in smaller. This was like a regular issue comic, and he did this story, Raj 2000. It's about a robot with one arm, and that's his story, that's his artwork, doing his thing. And it ran for about 5 issues, and E-Man before E-Man got canceled.
Yeah.
And I was scanning on the eBay and found a book, and nobody was making offers and no one was bidding on it. And let me tell you, it was really cheap. And it's the last issue of E-Man, number 10. And it has John Byrne's last story before Rogue 2000, the robot, went on to other things. And so I said, I got to buy it. And the reason I got to buy it is because that's his signature at the bottom.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
CBCS, here we go.
Yep. But it's on the inside of the book, which back then, a lot of them did that.
Yeah,
Right.
last page or inside somewhere.
Yeah. So I was pretty happy. Again, like you, Gary, it's E-Man. So people were ignoring it.
I loved E-Man as a kid. Those books are so much fun.
Yeah. They were a good story. They were a fun story. So yeah, number 10. And he signed the inside. His hands were on this book at some point, and he put his pen to paper and signed his name.
That's very nice.
That's
very
cool.
good.
That's going on my list now.
There we go. I'm done my second round, Joe. Thanks.
And you
Okay.
sold a couple books that round. You had us writing down. I got to look for that Midnight Tales now.
You're up, Milt.
Oh, Mark already talked about this. So there's
Look at that.
I'm sorry, Milt.
no need to go on that one.
I apologize.
Hey,
What a random book for you both to have, though.
I know, right?
this is just some stuff I picked up at the Steel City Con this past weekend. Mighty Mouse #1. That was a cool homage.
Yay.
Look at that.
Yay.
Like
I think.
that one.
So that's where Dave Bratton got the idea.
Obviously.
or they homaged Isolation 4, one of the two. And this was kind of neat because this is the first issue that was titled Uncle Scrooge.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Color.
that's a nice book.
Yeah. When did that come out?
Jesus.
Wow. Came out with
Killing me.
Jesus.
You're killing me.
Sorry.
Fine print.
That's important to me. It's Anachronic Comics. It's time and space. Come on.
1954.
See that?
Yeah, there you go.
That's a
What's
great
interesting
shape,
is
you know.
it's in
Golden
really good
age.
shape too.
That's in really nice shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprising.
The red is really popping on that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Kept in the dark somewhere.
Yep.
Nice.
And flat.
Nice one.
Yeah. And then some Spider-Man stuff that I saw that I thought was kind of cool. This is Spider-Man Unlimited, put out by Wizard
Ooh.
back in 1999.
Oh, there's
Which
an
is
homage,
kinda
yeah.
neat.
So they're homage, yeah.
You had to send in to get it, I guess.
Yeah, I never saw that particular homage from them.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I like the
And
suit that Spider-Man.
Got the certificate and stuff like that. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, the price was reasonable. Now these things I kind of like. I would like to get them all, to tell you the truth, but I don't. Spider-Man comics were put out in newspapers,
Right.
Right.
and what they did was half the issue came out, and then 2 weeks later the other half come out. So what's cool about it is the first part was the actual cover of the issue, and the second damn dog, and the second part was the only place you could get this cover was if you got the second part of the comic.
Oh, neat.
Oh wow.
So this is the second part of issue number 6, which is kind of neat. And
That's neat.
yeah, and then there was a couple of them. Like this is like the second appearance of Electro.
Right.
That's the first part. And then here's the cover that no one ever sees.
That's
Wow.
interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah.
I like that one though.
Yeah.
And then the Enforcers, the first cover, or the actual cover, it's kind of shitty actually. But the second part, it's kind of a cool cover.
Well, that's a better cover.
Much better.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pose is great.
Yeah, and then issue number 11 was Doc Ock, Return of Doc Ock, and here's
Yep.
the classic cover,
Right.
which is much better than the second part of the story. At least I think it is, but whatever.
Nice.
Oh, they're both pretty good though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's kind of neat getting both of them. And then I like collecting stuff from Marvel or Stan Lee stuff. And Revolution Comics back in, I guess, 1986 did a biographics of Stan Lee. And I didn't have this issue. So I thought it was kind of cool to add
That's
to
a
the
cool one.
Stan Lee collection. I mean, a lot of people might have this, or I don't know.
This is the first time I've seen that
it.
book.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's not worth too much, I don't think, but
I haven't seen that.
Doesn't have to be enjoyed.
Nope.
True. That's true.
Absolutely.
and then lastly, I did pick up a DC book. Joe, appreciate this.
You act like I get every time someone picks up a DC book, I get a percentage. I don't.
Well, this is actually, I believe, the last Super 100 DC 100 page Super Spectacular. This is number 8 in January, and it's a cool cover.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
And
yeah.
There's plastic man right there.
Yep.
yeah,
Front and center.
and it's a wraparound like they all were back then.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
So it's kind of neat. And
Very neat.
all the stuff at the Steel City Con was actually not that expensive, which was nice.
Good.
Good.
And that's all for now. I'll,
Okay.
this is
Back to Joe.
back
Yo,
to,
Okay. So
Round 3.
you're not going to
First thing-
sing, right?
the first thing I could sing if you want me to sing more, but I won't. So the first thing I got to show is something that is Gary's fault. Yeah.
No,
So I was watching.
that's something I
think
hear a
it was-
lot.
It was a 10-1-1, I think, right? And I don't remember who it was, but somebody brought up issues of Planetary and was talking about them, and it
Great.
sounded so good. I went out and I bought this huge
Wow.
book.
Holy moly.
This
That's huge.
Planetary was a Wildstorm series of 27 issues. And it basically had some of the DC characters in this. It was an Elseworld type of thing in this Wildstorm universe, including, Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and what have you. And basically it was about the planetary with these like three people that were financed by somebody that you apparently don't know who he is. And they go time hopping to kind of either fix things or do things or whatever it happens to be. And so it'd be kind of interesting to read through it. Your guest that time, Gary, again, I'm sorry, I forget who it was really high on. And I think you said you might have read it too, or somebody might have said it that was on.
No, I got interested in it.
Yeah. And so the other thing that I found out is not only does this have issues 1 to 27, but it has 2 other one-shots. One of them is called Planetary Authority Ruling the World. I'm sorry, Planetary JLA. All right. And the other one is Planetary Batman. And so apparently in the JLA one, it brings the JLA into play. And in Batman, they go into the past and find Batman and they're trying to catch somebody. So that's going to be kind of interesting to read as well. So I just want to be able to sit down and start reading this when I can keep on reading it. So I'm trying to figure out when the best time would be. Because as you can see, first of all, it weighs a ton.
Jesus.
And it is super big. It is super big.
That's like my encyclopedia book. It's almost as thick as that.
Is. Although this is hardcover. So it's Warren Ellis. So it should be pretty good. He's a pretty good writer, I think, with respect to that.
Yep.
The next one I want to bring up is one that I saw somebody who collects Mad Magazine. Is there anybody who collects Mad magazines here?
No, it's kind of a niche area.
Yeah, never heard of it.
I saw this one and I thought I had to buy it.
Oh, that is
This
cool.
is the one that has the cartoon. This is the actual cover there. And this issue actually went to a Sal De Pasquale in Sylmar, California, wherever that is.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is
cool. It still has the mailer on it.
Yeah, the mailer's on the top. Yeah, so it's complete. It actually also has a unless I lost it. Oh, it also has the subscription
card. Oh, the card in it, yeah.
24 issues.
All have those inside.
Wow. So that's kind of cool. That doesn't happen too often.
No.
But if I could find it real quick, I should have marked it. It has Doug Bratton's.
It's in the first couple of pages.
Yeah.
It's at the beginning.
Yeah, I know. Go flipping
just
through
the one little comic strip of his.
Yeah. Where the heck is it?
I don't know why I know that.
I don't know. Why do you know that? Why do you know that, Steve?
So if I ever go to see the Brattons and go to the things, I might have him sign this one for me.
Absolutely.
Let me see. Everybody Hates Chris. Let's be after that one. Teen Titans.
That was a good issue too, because they started making them in color by that time too.
This was in color, yeah.
Color, where the original ones were just all black and white for the longest time.
I know.
So DC took them over and bought them out and started doing color pages inside, which was awesome. And then cranked the price up. Like there was just one.
Here
I was just at. Okay, here we go.
So this is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool cartoon. It's a pretty cool cartoon. So let me see if I can get it up there well enough for you.
Nice and close. There it is.
I know you probably can't read it though, but
Doug's first work.
Doug Bratton's very first work.
I can show you the world. And it's interesting. You see what they called it? They called it Spoiled Bratton, which I think would be a good T-shirt for the Bratton brothers to have. Them Spoiled Bratton.
Oh
yeah. So I wanted to pick that up because I saw it. I saw you had it, and I saw it through the thing, and I said I got to get one of these, so I did.
Cool.
And my last one that I get to show today is a birthday book that I've been looking for the longest time.
Excellent.
It cost a friggin' arm and a leg. And I managed to find one that presents really well for about 25% of the prices that they would normally ask for, and it's Strange Adventures #4. from January
Oh,
of
nice.
19. It's got a lot of glare here.
Yeah, it's Mylar.
Yeah.
That's nice, Joe.
January 1951, a great month of the year. You know?
Excellent.
January is a good month.
There it is.
Very
How
nice.
nice
Good
that
shape
looks,
too.
you know?
That
that
is
was-
awesome.
Awesome.
Most of them that for the same price, they would be destroyed. The cover would be
Oh
destroyed.
yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And this one, just when I saw this, and the guy wanted a price for it. I took like $10 off or whatever. I said, how about this? He says, yeah, okay. And so I
Nice.
got it. And it's just great. And even the inside, I mean, I think it's probably like off-white pages on this thing. You know,
Nice.
it's not bad. It's a little bit off, in terms of the cover and stuff like that. But otherwise, percent design nice. So this is one I've been looking for a long time. January 1951, Strange Adventures #4. The Invaders from the Nth Dimension.
Nice.
The nth dimension.
Yeah,
Now you
why
got
is
your
it always
birthday
N?
book.
Why isn't it like the Q dimension or the M dimension? Why is it always the Nth dimension?
That's a good question.
This is what keeps me up at night.
I wonder why. Google it.
Now you sound like my wife. She always says, Google it, Google it.
Google it. Yeah.
Google doesn't have all the answers.
Yep.
You know?
No, not
Hey,
always.
Jerry. How you doing? Anyway, so those are my books, and I'm going to stick to them, with respect to that. So,
Excellent.
okay. Steve,
Back to me again.
you're up for your last round. So,
Okay.
you shot the cannon on the first round. Second round was pretty good too.
Yeah. The next
So,
this one's not so much. I got a little bit of a stack here.
Okay.
So my wife and I are both big readers. She loves her Stephen King books, and I'm a big fan of the Stephen King books too, especially the Gunslinger series.
Yep.
So
That's
when the
very good.
Gunslinger series, like he wrote these books over a long period of time. There's 7 books. He made a deal with Marvel, and they decided to do some comic books. 19 specific series. They're all short series, usually 5 or 6 books.
Mhm.
And I've been trying to collect them for years and years. And there's a few different variant covers. And there's this online guy that I talk to in Oshawa, and I get them for like $2 a pop. So I got a stack. I only need 7 more, and I'll have every single book
Ooh, wow.
in the whole 19
Nice.
collection. But the first one is kind of, we just lost one of our greats. And this is a variant cover for The Gunslinger Born by John Romita Jr.
Wow.
JR,
Yes.
which is just a fantastic cover. So I had to grab it for $2. Like, why not, right?
Yeah.
It's
Steve,
really
did you say there were 19 issues in total?
No, 19 series, because 19 is a special number for Stephen King. So they had to do 19 series. And what these series are is just basically kind of fillers in between the books. So they fill in some of the gaps and some of the backstories. And they weren't written by Stephen King. They were written by different comic book writers at the time. But they had correspondence back and forth with Stephen King on the ideas. So basically, he would sign off on the ideas when they would write these things. And he had final say on whether they would print them or not. So it was really cool seeing these things.
Yeah, I have a few of them. I got to look and see what I've got. I did read the books back in the day.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I'm just going to hammer through. These are just ones that are filling out my collection. So I've been putting them all in order because it took me a little while. I had to go online to try and find the order of all 19 of these series because they don't really tell you in the book what order they go in. So I just had to kind of piece it together, and I'm slowly getting, whoa, that's really bright. Yellow. Oh my
Yellow.
God. Yellow.
Wow.
Look at that brightness. Yeah. Really cool stuff.
Nice.
Some really nice covers. The artwork is just, Jay Lee does a lot of these covers too. And when I was at the Comic-Con earlier this year, Jay Lee was there, and I got him to sign a couple of my books.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Yeah, he did the Gunslinger Born. He did the first series of it, and he did all the covers. So I got him to sign a couple of books. He was charging like $15 a signature, though. So I had to kind of back off on a few of the books that I wanted to get signed, or otherwise I wouldn't be able to dig through the long boxes, So really, really neat artwork on all these things.
That's
Now-
awesome.
And now I get to read through them all too, right? Like, so now that I'm completing each one of them, I'm reading them, and I just finished reading the Gunslinger series, all seven books. So now that I'm going through these, it's kind of really filling in the story like really well now. So I'm getting more background on the characters, which is phenomenal.
That's a great series. So I love the books.
Yeah, and if anybody who enjoys the books, like if you get these comic books, there's a lot of dialogue in there. Like there's the 32-page story, but then there's a whole bunch of pages at the back of the book that are just fill in of the story, which is really awesome. And Stephen King did a few of them himself in some of these books as well.
Great covers on those things.
Yeah, and I mean this is just a few of them. Like there's hundreds of these books in the 19 series, and like I said, I'm down to I got 7 more to find, and that's it. I'll have.
I noticed they're playing with light a lot in most of those covers.
Yeah. The artwork is amazing.
Yeah.
Do they have trade paperbacks collecting
they do.
all of those?
Yeah, they do. I have one of them. I have the Gunslinger Born in a trade.
Okay.
I found it really cheap at one of those to buy at Value Villages too. So that's it for my final round.
Nice.
That was cool. Out with a bang. John Romita Jr.
Nice.
Okay. Gary?
All right, so
Hi, Gary.
hey, this is a series that I had 9 out of 10.
Oh.
And I kept not getting the 10th one because it was up there in price.
Yeah.
So I was going to bite the bullet and I was finally going to buy it. And then I didn't have to because the whole series came on eBay for $10, just a little over $10 of what everyone else was asking for the one issue. And these are all in near mint. So I'm like, I don't care. I'll take 9 doubles because I'm that guy.
Sure.
So we are talking about Conan the Savage.
Nice.
Oh.
Wow. Nice.
So this was a 10-issue series that had come out, magazine. Beautiful black and white art on the inside too. Great Doug Beekman cover there.
What year was this out?
This was the 90s. I don't know. Let me look specifically here. So this was 1995.
Wow. Okay.
And who's the publisher there?
It's still Marvel.
It's still Marvel? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah, this was issue 3. Right?
You're taking a little heat there, Gary, about new.
Rune. What's that, Mark?
Taking a little heat about your love of Conan.
I'm always going to take
Wrong
heat
with
about
that.
it. I've
Nothing
taken
wrong
the heat.
with nothing wrong with loving Conan.
Oh,
I've taken the
great
heat my
series.
whole life. I can take it.
What issue didn't you have?
That's
Issue
probably
10.
a smaller list.
I didn't have issue 10, and I was going to buy it, and then I saw this lot come up,
Yeah.
and it was a certain price, and I took a chance, and I put in an offer for $10 less, and the guy took it.
Nice.
Good.
And then he's like, "Hey, these are my doubles. I'm glad they're going to a fan." He goes, "If you need any other Conan," I'm like, "No, I got them all." I just needed that 10. 9. Oh, 2 9s. All right.
2 9s.
And number 10.
Nice.
So in this one, I don't think it's anything special. It's just probably low print, the last issue. And everyone wanted just a lot of money for it. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay that for that book. I know the story it's just not, I know it's not that price book. And this guy had put it up there and had 3 watchers. So I contacted him right away, put in an offer, and he took it.
Nice.
So Matt Wood says it came out after Savage Sword of Conan stopped printing. Okay.
Was it a continuous story or was each individual story?
I think there's like 2 stories in each one, so I don't think it's continuous. I haven't read it yet because I never had 10 because I like to read all of something. Yeah. So now I'm going to read them all this week.
Good. That's great.
That's
cool.
All right.
Yes. And on the Savage note.
That's good.
That's nice.
It's the great thing is you waited until the end. You didn't, I saw it building up in you, but you finally got it out. So
it was the itch that he had to scratch.
Had to scratch.
Right.
Oh, back to work.
Oh, hi. So, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
No. I said, hey, go.
Oh, hey, Joe. It's your show. Anyway, So you know that that antique booth I mentioned that was going, he's closing and selling everything for stupid prices.
Yeah.
What else did you get?
I got a couple books. I got one book from him there, and which led me down on another little rabbit hole, and I found the other two books that I was really hoping for. And Steve, I mentioned that I was thinking of you for these last three books. So the book that I got from the booth is like, this is from 1955, February.
Oh, right.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. EC goodness.
So this one, it's in rough shape,
Yeah.
but this is Jack Davis.
Yes, it
Like,
is.
Okay.
He was involved in the work in this, all 10 issues of this book. Panic caused a lot of panic because some of the stuff that was in it. This is one of their most bizarre covers. They talk about this as a two-purpose cover. You can use it to pat your tiger after reading the book. Anyway, it's when you read Panic, if you can find some of the reprints and stuff, the humor in it is very, like, it's very Jack Davis and crew. So, and Jack Davis, as you guys know, like, you know, he was the co-founder for MAD. Steve could tell you a lot more about him than I can. But it's just the fact that he was involved in this in 55. I got this book for a ridiculously stupid low price. And it's got some history to it, which I just thought was very cool. I couldn't believe it was sitting there.
Nice.
That's a good scoop.
That was,
find those books now really hard.
Oh, really hard. I wondered if it was like a reprint or something, and I checked it, and it's not. This is the book, number 7 from Panic. So the rabbit hole I went down is Jack Davis was either approached by Dell, like the publishers of Dell, or he approached them. The story's kind of mixed about doing a book. And so he was doing all the cartoons and stuff in MAD. So Dell agreed, and they allowed him to do these two.
Oh, look at that.
Books.
Look at
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
these
yeah,
are the 2 4 colors. One's from 61 and one's from 62. They're all Jack Davis. It's all his humor. It's all his cartoons. It's all his writing. They're the only books that I know where he had this was all him, no one else.
Total Vision books, huh?
Yep. And they are bizarre. But if you know Jack Davis's humor and his artwork, it's bizarre. The stuff he did in Mad Magazine, the first 30 issues, I think, Steve?
Yep.
He was involved in them. And they let him do these two, A Pathology of Humor. Like, even on the back cover, it's got his card, like, it's loaded. The inside, the outside, back cover, front cover. It's all him. And it's kind of, they're just really unique and bizarre 4-color books outside of most anything that Dell 4-colors ever did.
Mhm.
They're really unique to that entire huge series. And I was just really quite pleased that I found them. So that's
nice.
my little,
Definitely smoking material.
yeah. Oh,
Do you have those, Steve?
No, I don't have those ones at all. I know there was so many different people that were copying Mad, but none of them ever survived. They made a few issues of all these competition books. Crack was the closest one that lasted the longest.
Right.
John Severin. But yeah, everyone else, they failed after only a few issues sometimes.
and I don't think Dell was trying to compete with him. They just gave whatever
Gave him a shot at
the deal they made with him. They gave him a platform to let him do 2 books, and it's all him with no one else. And just, you know, with his he was one of the founding members of MAD, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in the group there, the usual group of idiots.
Yeah, the usual group of idiots. And you know, that's those 2 books from the 4 colors are the only ones that I know that's solely him, nobody else.
Nice.
So those are my books for my 3 sessions, Joe. Thanks for letting me do it.
Yeah,
Sure enough.
Okay.
Milt, you gonna bring us home?
what I'm going to show you are some books that I picked up at the Steel City Con again this past weekend.
Okay.
I was critical of Peach because I didn't think she has a whole lot of stuff, but this is a Peach Momoko that I thought was was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I'm not commenting on that.
No, it's pretty good. It's an okay cover.
There's a little bit of sexiness there, and you know. And then here's another Vampirella. I thought Gary would like. It has a little bit of sexiness to it as well.
Oh, cute.
Oh yeah. That's weird though. Just the one color. That I wonder what kind of variant that one is.
I could look that up.
Is that Dynamite?
Yeah, it's the first issue. Let's see who did that. Oh, this is Art Adams.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of a surprise.
Huh.
So
It's really
yeah, I kind of like that now that I know who did it.
Our Adams
looks
is
too
in
cute.
a mood.
She looks too cute to be savage.
And this is Arthur Saddam.
Saddam?
Yeah, I kind of I like his stuff.
It's
I like
good.
this I like this Virgin cover.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Attack
Wow.
of the 50-foot woman homage too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of
pops.
good homage, and it has the sexiness to it for red.
Now,
Looks
Sox.
like it was a cold day there.
What kind of what's the title of that book, Milt?
What's that?
What's the title of that one?
Oh Christ! Oh, Mars attacks Red Sonja.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I just like the cover. I could
It's
care
a great
less about
cover.
the book. And then I just picked this one up because I've never seen it before. And it's let me make sure I got the title right. Yeah, it's back from in 1983. There, it's or is it 83? Yeah,
Close enough.
yeah. What the hell? But it's
We'll call it 83.
it's a Fight Man, Marvel book.
Fight Man.
Fight
Oh,
Man.
nice.
Like Hit Girl and Fight Man.
Do you guys ever hear of this book at all?
Not
Never
me.
seen-
No.
No, it's a one shot, eh?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think so. Yeah, it's number one issue. I figured, what the heck.
You find all these neat ones.
And then I just saw this. I just thought the condition is like really freaking good. And it's just the
Oh, that is a great one.
Conan the Barbarian Annual, but it's pretty crisp.
Nice.
Very. Looks very nice.
Yeah, that's a great book. And that's
Those are
just
square
such a
bound.
great Barry Windsor Smith cover.
Yeah,
They're square bound, aren't they?
I
Isn't
just,
that one kind of square bound, or
it's a quasi square bound. You know, it's not the 1/4 inch; it's like the 1/8 inch. And then, lastly, I pick these up every time I see them because I like to give them out to people. It's the last Schomburg cover, and it's
All Invaders. Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I
cool.
I don't know. I give them to people, and I don't know if they appreciate them or not, but I hope they do.
I say, yeah, hopefully
sure
they
they
do.
Yeah,
But
If they're from you, Milt, they'll appreciate it.
of course.
I don't know about that. But it's like the first, he didn't do a cover for 30 years. Then he did that one.
Yep.
Yeah, then it was
So-
his last.
And that was his last.
Yep. And then, well, that's all the books I got pretty much at the Steel City Con. I got a couple other things, but I got to be honest. I didn't have enough time. I apologize for that.
You did great, Milt.
Yeah, you had awesome books, Milt.
They were really good.
So,
That's a good haul.
I think the one thing that we can agree that came out of this entire Espresso Mail Call is that every Espresso Mail Call now at least has to show, 5, 6, or 7 Conan books at least. I mean, that seems to be the case. I mean, I'm involved with it now. We saw, of course, Gary brought some out. Of course, we even see Milt bringing one out. So I think maybe we should change it to the Conan Express Mail Call instead. And,
right, Savage Mail
we have
Call.
the Conan books there.
The Savage Mail Call.
Let me just say this. I did buy a book for everybody here tonight.
Oh.
Joe, I'm going to tell you what yours is, actually.
Oh, boy.
It's a, you're a Yankee fan, right?
Sure am. Yeah.
It's a Mickey Mantle comic from 1958.
That's great. I can add it to my Phil Rizzuto comic book from 1950.
Wow.
Well,
that's great. Thank you.
I thought it's in like super good shape. So
that's great. My Yogi Berra one is not in great shape. The Phil Rizzuto is in fair shape. So Mickey was my he was my hero. He was the guy that, when I was watching baseball in the late 50s and early 60s, he was the man. That was it. Yeah. I think I cried when he retired.
He was a drinker. Let's just say that.
No doubt. No doubt.
The one thing I started collecting lately is dinosaur covers. I must have got about 15 books at the Comic-Con that were all dinosaurs on the cover.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, something different.
Oh yeah, and plus you got those couple series, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
Cadillacs
and I've got a couple.
And Zoic Tales.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had the Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, but not the Xenozoic. I have some of them, but not all of those. So they're hard to find sometimes. People don't bring them.
I think your dog is looking for you, Milt.
Yeah, damn boys out there barking.
Okay. Well, we've gone beyond the pumpkin time, but I think it was pretty good because we got to see some cool books.
Yes, we did.
So I want to thank everybody in the chat that showed up. I mean, there was a lot going there. I'm sorry sometimes I couldn't quite get to people. Like, for example, and for some reason I've got this delay on this. I don't know why this is. So Dr. Huggenstein, I didn't even see you, but thanks for showing up. So I might have missed some people. Sorry if I did, but I saw there was a lot of conversation going on. I hope you enjoyed seeing the books. And again, I want to thank Milt, Gary B, Mark Andrews, and Steve, the voice, White, for showing up today and showing us some of their books. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed watching them and hearing about them. So I think it was
fun time.
I think
good time.
Cool. So maybe we'll do this again next month. We'll see how it works out. So save some of your books and maybe we'll put it back together. So with that, we'll say good night. Thanks again for showing up. Thanks to my guests. Thanks to the chat. And we'll see you again soon. Oh, before we forget, Gary, I know you're the one with the channel going on this. Why don't you tell us what's coming up on your channel?
Well, tomorrow, not on my channel, I'll be on Coffee and Cosplay with Stephanie, and we have a special guest. Matt Woods is on.
One reason not to watch. One reason to watch. I'm sorry.
You make it a drinking game.
Yep. Early in the morning.
Right.
Baileys and coffee.
Sunday night, I'm on Night Tiger Comics channel for 80s night, where we're going to show 80s stuff.
Oh, nice.
So Mike over at Night Tiger Comics. If you're not subbed to him, sub him up, watch it. He's a cool guy. And then also next week we have Rob Fatstacks on the 22nd, and for the 10-1-1. And we have a double 10-1-1 week, and then we have Lady Fantastic, Caroline on Thursday night, the 10-1-1.
Nice. That's such a great show. Such a great show.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have I have a couple of shows coming up. I mean, next week, I'm going to have a pre-recorded show on Wednesday. Right now, I think it's going to be the second part of the comics won't let me keep the Fantastic Four unless I change my mind. And next Friday night, we do have a comic book crowd with a very, very special guest. I'm going to hold off on naming that guest until I post it on Instagram and on my community page sometime next week. But it's going to be kind of interesting. And we're going to be talking about our comic book journey. You know, when we started, if we stopped, why we continued to collect, why did we start collecting, what are we doing nowadays, why do we do it, that type of thing. I think there'll be a lot of different answers to that. I think it'll be kind of an interesting show.
Probably the most important question is, what is wrong with us?
Well, that could be part of it. That could be part of it. That's actually number one on my notes for the show.
Yeah.
What's wrong with us? I put that down there. So with that, guys, I think now we're ready. Anybody else have anything else they want to bring up? You're going to be on something else, Steve, Mark, Milt?
Nope.
No.
Mark and I are going to be on the Fan Expo next week.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, we're missing. I'm going to miss your show, Joe, because I'm going to be down in Toronto at Fan Expo in Toronto for 4 days.
Okay.
So I'll watch it on replay and see what the big mystery is. And I'm going to be.
I think you should bypass the Fan Expo and watch it. It's only like an hour, you know.
Well, you know, I got to make sure I keep Steve like buying stuff because I'm going to point stuff out to him. You should get that, and you should get that, and look at this, and you know.
All right, guys. We'll end it up then now, and we'll see you again real soon. So thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
See you.
Casual.
Folks.
Bye.